Peer support is important to suicide prevention in Scotland because it is everything.
I really appreciate all of you coming and joining us today. We wanted to be able to share what was so impactful and meaningful about peer support and suicide prevention with other groups and services in order to build the capacity of peer support in Scotland.
We know that those who feel supported have better outcomes. We know that those who have been through a suicidal crisis, who are supported by those who have been through something similar on a similar journey, also have better outcomes. But also those who have lost to suicide, really important that they find themselves in the same room as people with the same lived and living experience of that. Because having been there myself and walked into that room where there were other people who'd been through what I had been through after we lost our son, there was no judgment. There was nothing other than love, support, care, and a real sense of hope that even I might move forward.
I think peer support is so important to suicide prevention in Scotland because it's such a symbol of recovery and hope. It's just one of the most physical and immediate ways that we can see that recovery is possible, and I think we really need that in our work, both for those that are seeking help but also those of us that are working to reduce suicide and support people.
It really engulfs so much more than kind of a clinical setting. So when I think of peer support, I think of something authentic, organic, where you connect with somebody on a completely different level, and that's due to the fact that they have lived experience. You know, you're sitting across from somebody and you're able to say, I understand, I know how you feel. That's not something that can be taught or learned, you have to have lived it. And it just brings people's barriers down, and it's so important to suicide prevention when somebody feels comfortable and safe opening up.
I suppose it's that human element. A lot of people often feel misunderstood when they go into traditional spaces. They feel unheard, and quite often it's just that cup of tea, a warm welcome, that real trauma-informed approach that you often get with peer support.
Peer support is vital in our efforts at suicide prevention in Scotland. Across all areas of policy, we want to ensure lived experience is included in how we design our policy. But those with lived experience who can provide that peer support can make not just a life-changing but a life-saving difference. And the Scottish Government is committed to working in partnership with our communities and with local government to make peer support as accessible as possible.
The best way for us to grow peer support in Scotland is by coming together on days like these. Scottish Recovery Network bringing peer support groups from all over Scotland together to give them a voice, to allow people the opportunity to hear those voices today is a starting point. Partnership working is so important in peer support. We shouldn't be working in silos, we should all be working together.
Well, local councils are very much in favour of helping that development of peer support, and there's local suicide prevention leads all across the country. So we want to see that happen across communities. Communities are different, to make sure that peer support is appropriate for each community, and it's something we're fully behind and is part of the national strategy. So days like today are really important, having that discussion and listening to people who've lived experience with their journey and their role in peer support, and certainly local authorities are very much up for enabling that to happen in our communities.
There are a lot of people with lived experience who really desire to be in peer roles, so we need to go and nurture that and think about how you can go and do it. So for peer support to grow, it's about having the investment as well from our commissioners. It's about having investment from the Scottish Government. It's really about that real investment and a real understanding of what peer is.
I think we are starting now from quite a strong base. There's been a real growth in peer support over recent years, and what we now have to do is continue partnership working to build upon that, learning from the great examples that are taking place right across Scotland and encouraging greater uptake of peer support in communities across Scotland.
People need to know that this is available. They need to know that it's out there. So we need to talk about it. We need to be sharing best practice, talking about grassroots organisations, talking about charities that are available and services that are available. But we also need to have the support of likes of GP surgeries and different places who know that this is out there, to know that people can be directed to the Hive or to Lantern or to Men United where they can get all this kind of support. And I just think that, you know, as people, we need to be shouting from the rooftops about peer support and how important it is.
That warm welcome when someone comes through the door, that's what's really important to peer support versus traditional spaces. You're not waiting at a buzzer, you're not getting told that you need to wait 45 minutes for your appointment to be seen. Straight away it's the humanity of it.
So thank you very much everyone.